In truth, even Eren's doubt, guilt, and meager attempts to change the future were all predetermined. Because of the very nature of the universe and the circumstances of the world, their future could have never been anything else in the first place. And this inevitability, this realization of the predetermination of his own actions, and the lack of his own freedom on every level, is what led to Eren's change in demeanor and jaded attitude. To summarize, the future memories are a philosophical commentary on the nature of free will. As some people mistakenly assumed, this does not mean that the universe of AOT is controlled by some higher power, destiny, or fate. Rather, the future is created by the past, and the universe is deterministic. Were Eren not someone who sought...
I'll let this guy speak, man. Guys, this is a bunch of mumbo jumbo, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just a bunch. This is a bunch of mumbo jumbo, man. This is a bunch of mumbo jumbo, man. Because the reason, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm simply just not addressing this portion. Because this portion has absolutely, really nothing to do with the core story at hand. We already knew that Eren saw the rumbling. We already knew that he saw some crazy shit, right? We already knew that. So we knew that that's what it was. We also knew that he showed steps and he did things to try to change that, to try to change it. Right? So he wanted to do different things to try to change it. Right? To try to see, should I do this? Should I even be doing this? Because to be honest with you, he didn't have to activate the rumbling at all. He didn't. He didn't. But for him to not have reactivated it would have, again, left, as he said prior to, would have left Paradise's fate up to chance, which is the reality of it. You know, very simple, guys. I'm not talking about philosophies and like I said, and ancient scrolls and tablets, dog. I'm just saying basically what the story presented to us. The reason he fought so hard to try to stop to do the rumbling and didn't really want to do the rumbling is because of the simple fact that he did not want to have to kill all of these people. He knew it was wrong. Absolutely he knew it was wrong. But out of necessity to save the island, it was a choice that he was going to have to make. That's why he tried to find alternative ways of not doing it in general. That's why he begged Hanji to find another way. That's why he went to the summit to try to see this. We just saw the picture of him walking out. We tried to see if somebody was going to speak up for Paradise on their behalf, which they didn't. That's why he went over there and left after that summit. He stayed over there for that long amount of time. He stayed over there looking at the people, listening to the people, seeing different ways in which he could do stuff and figuring this stuff out. And was like, man, I don't want to do all of this. I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I hate that I'm doing this. I hate that. He did all that. He tried to stop from doing all of that. Right? But it had absolutely nothing to do with no deterministic philosophies and all that stuff. It was because of the simple fact, as he said, I don't really have a choice in this matter if I want to save my friends and my family. Because these motherfuckers clearly hate us. They clearly hate us. There's nothing we can do about it. They clearly hate us. It wasn't the Titans that were the original issue. It was the people. And the people were the reason why the Titans were over here to begin with. Right? So they're the root cause of the problem. So if I go ahead and eliminate them, I can at least ensure that the island will be safe. I can at least ensure that the island will be okay. That's what that boils down to, man. It doesn't boil down to anything else than that. Like, you're trying to overcomplicate a simplistic reasoning as to why he did what he did. It was a very simple reasoning. Either we die or they die. That's it. Nothing more. Nothing else crazy about that. Very simple. Either we die or they die. That's it. Nothing else to it. But he wants to push this deterministic timeline, and only the one timeline thing. The only reason he can push that is because that falls in line with him saying that, oh, it was inevitable to happen. So since it was inevitable to happen, that means Eren wanted it to happen. And since Eren wanted it to happen, that falls suit with him being inherently crazy. So that's why it happened. Bro, I'm not falling for the Genjutsu, dog. Take that. That's what I'm saying. Your whole argument is based off of a philosophy that is not even presented in the story. You see what I'm saying? You see how your argument falls apart? Your whole argument is based on a philosophy that is not even present in the story. You take that deterministic future and deterministic universe theory away from Attack on Titan, what do you got? Exactly. My arguments and the points that I make is based off the source material, dog. You have to grab other things to make it make sense. When you do that, your whole argument is no longer valid. Because you are now just saying, okay, well, let me add this to this. Okay, let me grab this and add this to this. No. Make your arguments and points based solely off the manga and what we read. Take the whole deterministic universe theory out. Because you don't know that it's a deterministic universe. What we can know is that we did see evidence of different timelines. We did see that. We saw evidence of that because we saw the evidence. We saw the timeline, as I said, with Mikasa in there. We saw the timeline with Mikasa, right? We saw that. And hell, in the anime, we saw when he was going 2 paths after he got shot by Gabby, we saw a picture of the goth Mikasa from the high school story. We did see that. How did he see that and he's not in that timeline? If there's only one timeline. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm basing my material off of the core subject, the root source material. You're trying to create an argument off of philosophies that you cannot emphatically prove that are in the story. Your whole argument is gone. Your deterministic universe theory, you take that away, it's gone. Your whole ground you were standing on crumbles. It's gone. That's what I'm saying, man. Folks they don't get that. They don't understand that. A lot of you indie defenders don't understand that. You guys have to, when you have an argument, guys, or you have a debate, your points need to be based off of whatever you're debating. That's it. Whatever is on the sheet, right? Whatever is in the book. Not other side books, other dictionaries and other meanings and other Google searches and all. No. You don't do that. You argue it based off of what you saw and what you read. I mean, because clearly everybody else read and saw that it seemed to be multiple timelines. Fucking guy, man.